This is my fourth refit of these windows, or it could be fifth. And these windows do not meet government regulations. And Craig couldn't be bothered to come out and check. And all we asked for him to come out and check, we even emailed him, we told Dean, the daughter builder, before the plasterer or anyone comes, they come and check what's going on. Again, windows too small for the openings. All this has been managed under Wates, and Wates has got a history of this, trying to force in small windows into properties that don't fit, breaking government regulations, and all these private contractors are doing this. And Wates is the biggest foul of all, because they do it all the time. They've been doing it since Little Venice. Recently in Hackney they done it, and all the windows in the whole estate had to come out because not one window met government regulations. And for 2 years they were trying to fit the same windows back in, and they were way too small, or they weren't correct for the openings at all. We asked Craig to come back because we talked what needed doing in this, but he never writes anything down. He says he doesn't have to. And this is a guy that works for the council. Well, here we still got a brick missing that hasn't been put in. This is the port. You know, if you look under government regulations, this part, the white part, the top bit of the window, is supposed to go to the wooden lintel. That is the support there. It's supporting my brickwork above the window. And if I go all the way along, they've packed it with foam, because they know. And not only that, Ash Seal, the guys fitting the windows, we even heard them talking, saying that the windows again are too small for the opening. What it is, Wates have done it again, bought a whole load of windows in bulk and assuming that they fit all properties. But as usual, the council's not listening. Now, there's no lessons being learnt from Grenfell. All Brent Council, all they're interested in, and councillors, are building these new houses. But there's no more space in Brent to be building new houses. You can see, look, you can see there's a bit of wood. It's been packed with foam. I'm not tall enough to get up there. Brick's not even cemented in. So once they started screwing again, they'd even pull the wooden lintel forward to support the brick. This was all done under Paul Brennan. The Waits guy pushed me in front of my neighbours and decided thought it'd be good to march up and down, punching in the air, screaming orange and proud, and I had a roofer calling me English C. So which am I? Am I English or am I Irish? Because the way I look at it, I'm a man of no country. Because this borough is so socially divided. You can see that while walking the streets. The areas that get looked after and the areas that don't get looked after. But remember this name, Astra Seal, because they don't practice what they preach. See, and you can see these windows are too small. All my seals are like that, and the reason only we found out why our seals are like that, because of the gale force winds. These windows were shaking, vibrating, along with the scaffolding that's been out there now almost 12 months, be a year soon. And you can see here, every single window board is all too loose, because these windows do not meet government regulations. But all I get is builders that come to my home when I'm telling them they're doing something wrong, start screaming and shouting at me. But then they ring up, make bogus allegations, but I'm the problem. This began on 4 years now. We've had a leak, nothing for 4 years. Not one of these boards. And look, that's where the original Alcatraz used to go to there. That's where the original Alcatraz goes to. And look how far the window is from. This window should be sitting roughly around here, with the lining of a wooden lining, at least inside, or some sort of lining. And that window should be fixed to the lining. So they covered up all the gap here. There's like a fist up there. It's not touching the wooden lintel, it's not supporting it, it's only pulling the wooden lintel down. These are the windows that first went in. Windows were actually the correct size, but they were so shadily fitted, because they pulled out the original wooden lining, the lintel was not supported. So what's happened, we had bricks and debris coming out the bottom of, what they used was fascia board to cover up all the moody work. And there's loads of Waits have history of this. But the council not listening to them. All they do is defend these private contractors. And the councils do not need private contractors building their homes. They have to go back to the old system that was never broken, when they all knew who their builders were. But this was what, 13th of the 3rd, 2016 when I took these. These windows went in on January the 26th, 1916. No, 2016. Shame. But this is what you get. See, those windows go all the way to the top. You know, and we talked to this about Craig. Brickwork's supposed to be put back there, but they pack it all up with foam. The foam ain't going to stop the window moving about. So brick not even cemented in. Talked about Craig about this. Acro. This was supposed to be acroed into place with a lintel and pulled forward. I could have done all that myself. Put a wooden wedge to the back of that, tapped it up, got that wooden lintel coming forward again, and then I would have acroed that myself. Not even that. I could have even used a piece of timber and wedged it back up myself. Yes, I did my training with Wimpy, Brent Council at the time. Going back way in 2000 when they started Chalk Hill. Done all roof and thrust, everything to get my ticket. See, no brick put back, and this is what I get all the time. Just shoddy building work, and not only that, Paul Brennan and his crony builders, I'm sorry to say, or shall I say cowboys, went up and destroyed my roof. Started jumping up and down on it. And causing nothing but leaks now for 4 years. And then they bring back, then we had a covering, which is one of these coverings that catch a light and go up for flames, that shouldn't be even sold on the market, and it's not any good neither. But that's the window that's in now. You can see it's way too small. Look at the gap at the top, big huge gap at the bottom. That's at least an inch and a half, and you can see there all the way there. The window doesn't even go past the pillar because it's too small. It's too small for the opening. And Wates has history of this. And what they'll do, they'll come around with bits of plastic and try to cover it up, or that UPVC. But that's the original window. You don't see no gaps. It all goes to the edge, all nice and clean. But the only problem was internally it was done incorrectly, and they weren't square, and the windows were buckled. They'd been damaged in transport. But this is what you get. You know, you get a contractor like Wates profiling tenants, lying about tenants. You know, nothing's been learnt from Grenfell. Nothing has been learnt from these private contractors, because all they do, along with the subcontractors, will lie and lie. You open your mouth, you say that they're doing something wrong, next minute they scream and shout at you, and then you get a drill chucked at you. But that's what you get. Well, you just hold a minute. I'll show you June the 6th. Sorry for the delay. Oh, this is the first set of windows where they went in. See, that's what I mean. That's the debris that was falling out. That bit of debris missed my dog as well. All over me floor. And all we've had damage, we've lost our carpets because of shoddy plasterers who weren't skilled. When Gary Charles there, we questioned the plasterer. He had no MVQ, no nothing. And this is what's going on. Not one builder that's come to my home has been qualified. Oh, this is a ladder that was on the ground for what, like a month and a half. And I kept bringing the council to come and take it. I had strangers coming up my roof and then try to make attempted break-in, removing the tiles. But I'm ringing the council. Oh, there we go. This is when they first went in. See, brickwork was all torn out. But nothing's changed. There you go. As the window fitter pulled that off, as soon as he saw there was no brick supporting up there, he said, "Sorry mate, I ain't getting involved with this," and walked off the job. And he's supposed to do the windows for the leaseholder downstairs, and his windows are still not fitted correctly. He don't live there now anymore, because he's been trying to sell the flat. Because of all the shoddy building work, no one wants to touch it. And you can see no brick, nothing supporting it. All it is that crumbling bit of cement, and that's completely gone now. All vibrated out, but they just wedge a brick in there, not even cemented in, and no brick here at all. But this continues, and there's been a report, and these councillors and all that have been told many times, and councils, that private contractors should not be dealing with the tenants. That's all the damage, and this was all under Paul Brennan. Allowed all this to happen. That water stain is from us having no guttering for at least 5 months. Nothing wrong with the original guttering. There was actually nothing wrong with it. We were told it was only the windows going to be sorted out. We've asked for a partition agreement because my neighbours are having a go at me, because none of the capping stones are sitting up there correctly. They've all got gaps. You could put a metal rule straight through. You know what they do? They cover it up with a bit of cement. But you can see it there. That's the way it looks now. It's just getting worse and worse. And this is all done under ash seal now, these windows. You know, they don't practice what they preach. And I advise anyone